Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Upperclassmen Podcast.
But not the upperclassmen that are going to steal your lunch money. That's not us. That's not us.
Yeah. Or cut you in line. Maybe if it's a bad day. Maybe.
But this is, the Upperclassmen Podcast. The first one ever, actually. We got me, Kyleigh K.
Me, Blake, little Gingy.
Well, please don't call yourself that.
Hey.
But this is our podcast that we're starting because, me and Blake wanted to start a podcast before we even joined leadership class, but we'll get into that.
Yep.
Basically, I remember I saw something on your Insta story that was like, I want to do a podcast, like slide up with ideas or something like that, like a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. But then you had texted me, I don't know what date it was. You texted me at 2 a.m. in the morning. And
it was.
Yes,
it actually at 2
yes, it was. It was actually at 2 a.m. I
woke
woke up in the morning, and I saw at 2 a.m. in the morning, Kyleigh Brown had texted me, yo, dude, do you want to start a podcast? I'm like, you know what? I'm totally in, because I love podcasts.
Yeah, and then we kind of like sat on it for a while. But then, picture this, all right? Where it's like, me and Blake, we knew we wanted to do a podcast, but we didn't know really like when we were going to do it, like what really the basis of it was going to be. And then we get to leadership class. It's Teen Leadership Core. It's the class we're in. It's new to Buckeye Central. And our teacher, Mr. Wiles, he was talking to us. Well, not us, but talking to the class. And he was like, yeah, we're going to like do projects and stuff, like try to get creative. And then I was like, Blake, like me and Blake literally just knew. We were like, this has to be our project.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so this podcast is me and Blake's project for Teen Leadership Core. And we kind of want to just like focus on positive things like leadership, but also like we're not gonna be scared to talk about like some real life like high school teenage things because like life is real and things need to be talked about. But for today, we're just gonna talk about leadership. But before that, let's really, you guys really just need to get to know the hosts. You just really do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
So, Blake, how would you describe yourself?
I'm an exciting guy.
Exciting guy,
An exciting guy. A little awkward at times. I'm sure a lot of people know that. But I guess... If
you're listening to this, you might...
Yeah, you might know
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. But, I don't know. I haven't been awkward lately, though. I don't know. I guess these masks cover my face, so I think...
The masks have given me terrible mask knee. Like, mask knee is real. But you can't see it because I'm wearing a mask.
Right.
So it's like, it literally works perfectly.
Right. Yep. Nope. So I'm a very enthusiastic guy and very wild at times. If you ever see me at homecoming, a very wild guy.
Oh, Blake rips it up. Life of the party at homecoming. I will say that. That is true.
Yeah. Yep. It's been, oh my gosh. And then, you know what? I'm just an all-around guy, I guess. I don't know. I got my, very difficult to be around sometimes. I'm very fun to be around.
Okay, well, that is Blake, everybody.
Yes.
All right, so me, Kyleigh K. My actual name is not Kyleigh K. K stands for my middle initial. Anyway, so I'm a really extroverted person. Like, my energy, it thrives from other people. Like, being around other people is like when I'm in my best mood. I'm very loud. Very loud. If you know me, you know that you can hear me from 3 rooms away. Like, that is just annoying. I'm also annoying. My friends, if you are one of my close friends, like, you will call me annoying at some point. But because that's just, I live to annoy people. I don't know why. It's one of my toxic traits, along with saying period all the time. Started unironically, but now I just, period.
Yeah, period. Yeah.
But, and then also, you can't see this, but you got to hold your hand in a finger gun, tilt it a little bit to the side, and move it up and down with everything you say, so you go, period.
Yeah, that's what she's been doing. That's what she's been doing the whole time.
Yeah, but I'm really down to earth. Like, I love people. So yeah, that's me. Now, so how do I want to start this? So I told Blake to pick a quote. I wanted to pick a quote. The quote, I didn't really say what it had to be about. I just looked up leadership quotes, which is kind of generic. But we're just going to, so I'm going to read mine, okay? Yep. I'm going to say how I interpret it, and then as I'm speaking, Blake can kind of think about it and then speak about what he thinks about it, okay? So my quote from Albert Einstein, I don't really know if it's actually from Albert Einstein. I didn't hear him say it, but we're just going to assume.
It just has his name on it.
And his face, actually. But, so it says, any intelligent fool can make things bigger, more complex, and more violent. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction.
Wow.
So, I think, for one, I think this is very true because you can be smart, but you can use, like, your intelligence to do wrong, to do bad, to move things, like he says, violence, like, you can be smart and you can be a leader, but in all of the wrong ways. Like Hitler, like, to talk about Hitler.
Yeah.
He was an amazing leader. He was able to lead almost an entire country, but he had terrible character, terrible ethics. He was a terrible person, but he was an intelligent fool. Mm-hmm. I would say that. But if you just have a little bit of genius and a lot of courage, then you can literally do, like, anything if you just have a little bit of courage, and you don't even need that much genius. You just need a little bit of courage. But yeah, so you can move things in the right direction, basically.
I totally agree with your explanation of that. In the example of Hitler, I was actually going to bring that up. Mr. Wiles said that in class today when we were talking about leadership stuff.
Just kidding. Mr. Wiles doesn't talk about Hitler unless it's in history.
Yes.
We don't talk about Hitler. He's bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Yes.
But it's funny because, like, reading quotes and stuff, like, in research, we talked about, like, how to actually, like, find the true meaning of, like, words, like, the text, like, what someone's telling you.
Yes.
And, like, the true definition of, like, finding your own meaning in words is, like, the interaction between you and what you know, and then, like, the information you're given. So, like, we could read this quote right now, and, like, I just said what I said, and, like, that's what I'm pretty sure it means with the knowledge I have. But say in, like, 5 years I come and read it again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's, like, so much more to this that I didn't even understand. So, like, stuff like that is just, like, kind of cool. Yep. But Blake, let's hear your quote.
So my quote's from Eleanor Roosevelt.
All right.
And she said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You must do the thing you think you cannot do." So I think that's a really good quote. Yeah. What do you think about it? Good input, Blake.
No, Eleanor Roosevelt, she honestly, like, I haven't learned a lot about her, but I know that she was a great first lady and, like, just did a lot of things for, like, women's suffrage and stuff. But, no, I think she's right. And one of my favorite people to listen to is Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And I listen to one of his motivational speeches, like, once a week. Like, I try to listen to it. Mm-hmm. Just one on YouTube. And at the end of it, he says, he goes on and on about, like, why do we live in our fear? Like, why are we scared to do things that, like, challenge us? Because, like, if you just live in fear, even though, like, the thing's not even happened. So, like, say you're scared to, like, go skydiving, and, like, the whole day before you're scared, you, like, don't talk much, you can't eat. Like, the fear is only ruining your day now. Like, you haven't even done the thing that you're scared of, and you're already ruining your day. So, like, no, I totally agree that you have to, like, look fear in the face, and, like, everything, like, honestly, words from Taylor, and she'll we'll have guests on here, so, like, she'll probably be on here at some point, but her favorite thing to say, adversity builds character, and you know what, it really does, and your challenges make you stronger, and if you think you can't do something, that should be one of the more reasons to, like, go at it even harder, because, like, you think you're not going to be able to do it.
Taylor Ratliff, everybody.
Taylor Ratliff.
Yep, we'll probably have her on.
We'll have everyone on. If you think that you have something to bring to this podcast, comment it down below, honestly.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing we'll talk about, and we'll just talk about leading.
We're getting the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Yes, the meat and the potatoes.
The meat and potatoes, because you know that's the best part. It's like the main idea, you know?
I thought dessert was the best part, but all right. So why don't people want to claim they're a leader? Because on the very first day of teen leadership class, Mr. Wiles asked everybody, "Who's a leader?" And I think the only hand that was risen.
I think there was only like three hands that went up.
Yeah.
Out of 20 students.
Yeah. I think that was, yeah.
And like, if you think, and we are in a class for leadership. So like literally, so 15% of the class, of a leadership class, were the only ones able to admit that they were leaders.
And I'm guilty of it because I didn't raise my hand.
I didn't raise my hand either. And it's just like, it's so weird. Like if you just ask people like, are you a leader? Do you think you're a leader? Like honestly, like most of the times they'll say no. Or like, and that's just like kind of weird to think about because there's so many ways that you can lead and stuff. And yet people think it's like arrogant or like too high for them to achieve. Like it's impossible for them to become a leader. Like that's just too good of a term to use for themselves. When in reality, like literally anyone can be a leader.
Yeah.
Like, so here we got some words that fit under the category, like a leader has these things. All right, so we have honesty, communication, confidence, commitment, positive attitude, creativity, inspire, empathy, accountability, enthusiastic, focused and driven, and responsible. All right, so those are a bunch of characteristics to describe a leader. All right, and the crazy thing is, like, you can have like 1 or 2 or 3 of these things and like be a leader. Like you can literally just do one leader-ish, like I'm gonna say leaderish, one leaderish thing a day, and like you are a leader in that moment. Like it doesn't take, like, yes, amazing leaders are leaders all the time, 24/7. Everyone makes mistakes, but like they are a leader 99.7% of the time. Like amazing leaders are like that. But not everyone has to be amazing leaders to just be a leader. Like you can be a leader and do small things that really like make a difference and not just be perfect all the time. And so that is really important. Like literally, if you're listening to this, literally do one thing. Just do one thing today, tomorrow, the next day that you think that like is gonna make you, like, that is a leader thing to do. Like, do the right thing. Hold the door open for someone. I don't know, like, just go up to someone and compliment them. Like, literally any of those things make you a leader. Any of them. Yeah. And, like, they're so easy to do. And if you just do them once, then, like, literally, yeah, you can just do it, and then you're a leader. You're a leader. You're a leader in that moment. Not saying you're a leader 24/7, but in that moment, you were a leader. And yet people don't want to say that they lead in any way. So, out of those things that I just said, Blake, what do you think the top 3, in your opinion, what are the top 3 to make a good leader?
Well, I'm going to go out, and this was actually something that was not on the list.
Oh, okay.
That I just thought of.
Uh-huh. You think is one of the most important?
Yeah.
Okay.
Respect.
Okay.
No matter who it is, you should respect everybody. If it's someone that you really don't like, just respect them, I guess.
No, I agree. I think that, like, I don't know, some of the younger kids I see like, nowadays, like, they just, like, not even just, like, like, you're supposed to respect people that are older than you. And I don't mean, like, a freshman to a senior. I'm not saying that freshmen need to bow down to seniors. Like, that's not type of respect I mean.
Right.
Respect, I mean. But, like, just, like, being, like, me, I'm 17 years old, like, anyone, like, any adult, like, you're respectful. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm almost an adult. I'm still a child. Like, you should have respect for, like, those people that are, like, higher than you. Like, personally, like, period. The end. Period. Like, respect. It's important.
Absolutely. And especially your elders. I can't stress that enough. That's so important. They've been through a lot. And they don't need an annoying kid.
Yeah.
Annoying kid with no respect. Just bossing them around and stuff like that.
Yeah, and especially, like, just, like, adults, like, they have just, like, they're the ones who raised us.
Yeah.
And even if, like, I know adults aren't respectful all the time, too. Like, that's just the truth. Like, adults, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you automatically are respectful to everyone. Or not even just adults, just everyone in general. But you have to, like, one of the things about, like, I guess being a leader is, like, even when someone is being, like, so rude to you, so whatever, like, you have to bite the bullet and you have to be the respectful one and mediate the situation, because like that's just like one of the top 3. Like, to be a good leader, like you should be able to do that. Like, it doesn't matter if someone's cursing in your face, like calling you out, like you just have to be respectful back, even if they're not respectful to you. And I think that's really important.
Yep. So number 2, this one actually hits hard too. Confidence. I don't have the best confidence, and I can absolutely say that. I've been bullied before, and for many years, and so that's why I lack confidence. And I'm not saying it's all their fault. Obviously, it's my fault too. But yeah, confidence is just something you need to get by every day, and
Yeah, because I think that, like, if you see someone and you see them walk with confidence and they're confident in everything they're doing, they're sure of themselves, like, you look up to them.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's true. And so I think confidence, I think that's very important for a leader.
And then I guess the last one would be, communication. You need to communicate with people. Every day, it's an important part of life. You learn so much. I could talk to Kyleigh today, and I could learn something new, which I'm pretty sure I have today.
What'd you learn?
I have no clue. But I, if I'm laying in bed tonight and I think of it, I guess I'll text you and tell you. But yeah, communication is so important. You don't want to be that person in a shell. And I guess communication really goes with confidence too.
Like being confident enough to like say what you want.
Yep.
I guess not being like scared to like share your voice. Yeah, that's really important. And communication too, not only just communicating, like being confident enough to communicate or like standing up for yourself, but like also like being able to communicate to like a crowd, like a group of people, because to lead, you're going to have people that you need to talk to and like people that need to like hear instruction and stuff like that. And just being able to say your words well, like that's really important to be a leader. So was that your 3?
That was my 3.
All right, those are good. Like, I'm going to be honest. So I think, in my opinion, the top 3 characteristics of a leader, I mean, it's honestly really hard to pick 3 because there are, like we said, like there are things that maybe you have these 3, but you're a bad leader, these 3, you're a good leader. But I think confidence too. I think that's a really important one. But not only that, but like a positive attitude. Like if you are going to lead people, but you do it with the worst attitude ever, like you're just like you're like, yeah, guys, we're going to do this. It might work.
You're not going to inspire.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know, it's going to be really hard and it's going to suck, but we're going to do it anyway. Like, I think that, no one wants to hear that. Like, positive people and positive attitudes, like, rule the world, I think, personally. Like, if you've ever seen Katie in the hallway, like, Katie, oh my gosh, she is just, like, the most positive person I have ever met in my life. And you know what? She inspires me that way.
Oh, yeah.
And she, like, people are happy, and people are happy to follow her because she's just so optimistic all the time. And I think that people really, like, follow that kind of mindset, like, just from talking to her. Like, it's incredible.
Yeah, Katie's influenced a lot of people, including me. I look up to her, and I look up to all of you guys, and you guys are the seniors. I'm a junior. But
that's right, we're all upperclassmen.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one. I think empathy. Honestly, I think empathy is really important. I don't know. I think empathy is important, but I don't know if I'd choose that as my 3rd one. Okay, hold on. I think probably focus and driven. I would say that one. Focus and driven. Like, to be a leader, to get things done, you have to be focused and you have to be driven. And honestly, to be completely honest, I have the drive. I have the drive 100%. I don't have the focus. I'm going to be so honest. Like, I come up with all these plans and all these things I'm going to do, and then I just, like, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe I'm focused, but I'm not driven. Because, like, I think about it, and I plan it all out, or maybe not plan it all out, but I plan it out in my mind, but then I just never do it. I never finish it.
Well, look what we're doing right now.
This is one of the things that...
Yeah.
So I guess...
I mean...
I drove the car all the way here, and now I'm driving this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting it. But, okay. So, I think, confidence, positive attitude, and focus and drive. I think those are the three. Now, since me and Blake were in leadership, we should have doesn't have to be all, we should have at least 3 of these qualities. Because, we were chosen to be in this class. Like, there's something special about me and you, Blake. There's something special.
Is there?
Or maybe not special, but that we've got potential.
Yes.
For greatness.
Oh, yeah.
So, tell me, what 3 of these do you think you have?
Communication, definitely.
Okay, yeah. He likes to talk, guys.
I love talking. Sometimes I get in trouble for it.
Same.
I think a lot of times I have positive attitude.
Yeah, I would say you and Katie both. You guys are just like always happy, and it's like you see them in the halls, and you're like, oh, the big smiles, like it's great.
Right, and I'm focus and drive.
Yeah.
We're doing this podcast, and
you weren't focused on algebra when you were texting me.
Well, see, the thing was, no, I wasn't focused, but I did get my homework done.
And that's all that matters. All right, you're right.
I was driven on doing the homework while texting Kyleigh. And yeah, so I feel like I have those 3 qualities, communication, focus and drive,
and hopefully, as we continue to grow and learn, like maybe you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know if I have any of those. And if you don't, then that's okay, because we're here to work on it. We're here to, you can literally, I cannot stress this enough, I could literally do an entire podcast about, bettering yourself and growing as a human being. I am so passionate about self-growth. But, so, I won't even get started on that. But, if you are listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, I wish I was better at these things, then just do it. Because, honestly, for my 3, I'm just going to say them. I am very confident. And, that is one of my top 3, things is that, I'm not afraid to do what I want to do. I take no shame in being myself.
Absolutely, I agree. And you show that a lot during school.
Yeah, and that's just one thing that, is really important to me is my confidence.
I think that's a good one, because I see it every day.
Thank you, Blake. That means a lot. It's not just in my head. It's not just in my head, guys.
Period.
Period. I will have to say I'm not responsible. I kind of am a slacker. I procrastinate a lot, but we're not talking about the negatives. We're talking about...
Also, she was texting me back during math, so...
No, I was in physics, actually.
Well, see, yeah, whatever.
But also, I think empathy is definitely one that I have. I always try to put myself in other people's shoes. I am just always trying to, help other people. I feel their pain, even if I don't actually feel their pain. And, I try to, get through things together with people. I really believe that, no one should have to do anything alone. They shouldn't have to struggle by themselves. And even if they're too scared to reach out, if I catch wind, I'll be there for them.
Oh, I love that.
So, yeah, empathetic. And I would probably say, let's think. I think I would probably say, goodness.
Can I say something?
Yeah, you say something.
I feel like you have a lot of creativity.
You think so?
Yes. You did the project in team leadership. When did we do that? Last Friday. You had your paper, remember? When you were on top of the world and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was very creative, and I felt like that had a lot of, passion. You had passion while you did that, and you showed it when you presented it. And so I think you have creativity. And, yeah.
Oh, Blake, that was so sweet. I love that. I really did put some time into that. It was a poster, and we basically had to put things our values and areas we'd want to be in, and it was really cool. But I would probably say either communication or positive attitude. I always try to have a positive outlook on life. Even if I'm not it's kind of different, because I would say Katie and Blake, they're always super bubbly, super positive like that. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm more reserved. Yes, I'm an extrovert, but sometimes I do like to just keep to myself. Sometimes I'm not in the best mood all the time. I'm human. So but in my mind, I always just try to have the best outlook on life. And that's really important, even though I may not show it all the time. But
yeah. And what I think was great about sharing all this stuff is I think we could all agree. I think you could agree of the things I said, And I think that I know that I agreed with everything that you said. So, yeah.
So we're just spitting straight facts.
Yeah.
What Blake's trying to say.
Yeah.
Especially when I said I'm not responsible, because I got a lot of homework to do, and
Tonight?
Well, maybe not tonight, but when the thing is, I don't have to do a lot tonight. Like, I don't even think I have anything due tomorrow. But the thing is, I have things due for next week and on Friday, and you know what? I have a lot of it to do, and I have just scholarships. I am a senior, Blake.
You're a senior.
I am going to graduate, I need scholarships. I need money. How do you think I'm going to afford college? Anyone? If you're listening to this and you have a lot of money and you want to give it to me for college, my phone number. No, I'm just kidding.
If you're listening to this, we'll set up a fund, okay?
GoFundMe
for Kylie's college. Yes.
Yes, I think that's great. So, now that we talked about leadership, I'm really sorry if that was really awkward to listen to, but hopefully it just the flow was good before we wrap this up.
Yep.
We're working on it. You know, this is, who knows, maybe me and Blake might listen to this. Like, we could very well listen to this back and be like, the audio is terrible. Cut. Yeah. Or we could say, that was really awkward. Cut. Or we could say, I don't even know, but hopefully it's not like that. If you are listening to this, then that means it worked.
Yeah. We survived.
Basically. But, so I want to end on talking about someone who has impacted us. Me and you, Blake. Who has impacted us to be the type of leader, the type of person that we are today? Do you have anyone in mind? I can start.
You can start.
All right. So for mine, hands down, if anyone would ever ask me this, I would always say my grandma. My Nana. Nana, if you're listening to this, she's not going to be, because she probably doesn't know how to listen to podcasts. But my Nana, she is just the most kind-hearted and strong woman that I have ever met in my entire life. Like, she has been through hell and back, and she is still just the absolute nicest person. Like, she is always helping someone. Like, that is one thing that, like, I admire so much from my grandma, is that, like, no matter what situation she is in, she is always helping out. She could literally have no money, but she would be out there working to give all of it to someone else. Like, she's honestly, like, done stuff like that. Not that extreme. But she's, like, been in those kind of situations, and, like, still, she, like, perseveres, and she pushes through, and she loves everyone, and oh my gosh, I could go on and on and on about her, but she is the most incredible woman in my life. Along with my mom and my dad, I love them too. I don't want them to be like, oh,
where are we at?
Yeah, Kyleigh doesn't love us. Because I love my mom and my dad so much. They are very important to me, and they have taught me a lot. But the most impactful person to my life has to be my grandma.
That's sweet, you know. I was cried. And I'll go next.
Well, there's not anyone else in here, Blake. No, the studio audience. There's a lot of them. A round of applause for Blake, everybody.
Yes, cheer my name. It'd definitely be my grandma also.
Wow, Blake, way to take mine.
No.
I'm just kidding.
My grandma,
Do you call your grandma grandma? I call mine Nana.
I call mine grandma. Grandma Vicky. That's what I call her.
Do you say it like that?
Grandma Vicky. No, I wish. I'm gonna start doing that now. I might. She just never gives up. And that really, you know, it encourages me. She gets sick a lot, but she'll make it through, and she never gives up, and she's very positive. She's had her moments. She threatened,
as grandmas do.
Yes, she threatened a guy with a hammer. One time, that wasn't very civil. But you know, she's my grandma.
She is my grandma.
She is my grandma.
She's my grandma.
Yeah, by blood. Yeah.
The blood and the Crips.
And obviously I love my dad, and I love my mom, and my sister. That was kind of hard to say. No, I'm just kidding. She's great. She can be a brat. But
all sisters are.
Oh yeah. You've seen Bailey, but no, she's nice. But yeah, my grandma, it definitely influences me a lot, and yeah.
Yeah, I hope when I'm a grandma, if I'm ever a grandma, I probably will be a grandma. But when I'm a grandma, I want to be a grandma just like my grandma.
Yeah.
Grandmas rule the world. Blake, you can't be a grandma.
I was about to say I want to be a grandma too,
but
but thank gosh you said that because I would about to sound like an idiot.
You can be one heck of a grandpa.
Oh yeah, I can.
Because grandpas are just as important.
Yes. Oh,
but
definitely.
ladies and gentlemen, this is the end to the first ever Teen Leadership Corp podcast ever in the history of the world. And
honestly, it's the best one ever. So
yeah, the first, the best. Hopefully, the goal is, here's the goal. Everyone, vision time. Okay?
You can even write it down. You know.
Yeah, if you want to, put it in your calendar. All right. Every Friday is when we're going to try to pump these out for you guys to listen to on our YouTube channel, BC Teen Leadership Corps with a P. I don't know why it's spelled like this, but CORPS. BC Teen Leadership Corps on YouTube. And that's where you can find us every Friday. Hopefully, that's the plan. But, our teacher for the class. We literally have an entire class period for just leadership.
Yeah. His name's Joe Wiles.
His name's Joe Wiles. And we're going to try to get him on next podcast. He's going to tell us his views for his vision for the leadership class and just more about him. So leave in the comments what you thought. What do you think of me and Blake? How do you think we can improve as a podcast? Or just comments, questions, honestly questions, because I would love to answer questions in the next podcast. Or just topics that you think we should talk about, guests we should have on. Literally just leave anything in the comments. And we will be reading it and we will be singing it. Right, and don't think that this is just for the Buckeye Central community. This is for any community who wants to listen. You know, Crawford County, Seneca County, any county. Yeah, if you're from Seneca East, just turn it off and don't listen. I'm just kidding. Oh. No, just kidding. We're welcome to everyone. Obviously, we love everyone. We love all of your ears that are being blessed by our voices. So, you have anything else to say, Blake? Well, we'll see you next week. We'll see you next week. Period. Yeah. Period.